So welcome guys back to the channel, and today's video is all about all things nutrition whilst fueling on those long training runs and also in races, whether it be a trail marathon or ultra marathon. So on a personal level, I'm currently training for my 5th Lakeland 50. So even though I would say I'm experienced in nutrition by now, after doing it 4 times, building up for the 5th time at the end of July, I'm still trying new things out all the time and taking advice from fellow runners that I go training with at weekends out on the fells in the Lake District. So I still haven't found that, what you could call that perfect race nutrition strategy. So I'm just going to talk about 2 particular types of products that I've tried. And they're quite popular brands on the market that you'll have heard of, or you might not have heard of them if you're new to longer distance trail running or training for a marathon or ultra marathon. So the first one, I'm going to show you what they look like and talk a bit about it, is Tailwind. So Tailwind comes in these sachets like this. You can get them, you just tear it open and you can add into your flask. So I use the soft flasks, but other types of flasks are available. And I've tried various flavors. So the first flavor that I've tried is Raspberry Buzz. It's quite nice. There we go, Raspberry Buzz flavor. Another one is lemon. I've also got a bigger bag of this, 1 kilogram bag. You can buy them in bigger bags from the Tailwind website. Another one is quite nice, is Colorado Cola. And the 4th one is orange flavour. So the advantages of Tailwind, as opposed to other electrolyte powders, from a personal point of view, in my opinion, is they're easy to digest. A lot of the flavours taste good. The only one that I've tried that tastes a bit horrible and doesn't really sit on the stomach well was green tea flavour, this one, and a lot of other runners would agree that it doesn't really taste very good, green tea. So, but some people might like it, you never know. And so the advantages of Tailwind as opposed to a tablet: easy to carry, they don't take on much weight in your pack if you just take these sachets with you. So on a typical 20-mile training run in the Lake District, where I tend to go at weekends, I'll probably take a couple of sachets and fill up. So I'll put just plain water into my bottle before I set off, and I'll put a sachet in each of the bottles. If you buy the bigger packs, then they recommend 2 to 3 spoonfuls of Tailwind into your bottle, then fill it up with water. The handy thing about buying the sachets in the bigger bag, in terms of 1 kilogram bag, which you can buy direct from the Tailwind website, which I usually do, I buy it that way, is that they come with a handy little measuring spoon device, so you know exactly how much powder you're putting in. So that's one advantage of buying it in bulk rather than in sachet form like this. So far my experiences of taking Tailwind, never had any bad side effects of taking it. It tastes good, goes down well. I've never been ill off it, throwing up, because it's, as the product says, and a lot of its marketing, ditch the gels and you can just rely on Tailwind. I take gels as well, just because a lot of the gels that have, the SIS ones, have a caffeine boost, and that sometimes helps me on longer runs. But you could just get away with just fueling from a electrolyte point of view. I'm not saying just fuel totally on Tailwind, but if you want electrolytes, then you could just carry Tailwind. You don't need the gels as well. The second type, so moving on, is SIS hydration tablets. So in a typical tube, you get, this one holds 20 tablets. So you just put them in your water. into in your flask you're going to carry with you in your pack. Let them dissolve and off you go, ready to drink. This is the lemon flavour. There come in other ones, flavours such as berry and cola, but my favourite on a personal level is the lemon flavour SIS hydration tablets. So why take electrolytes? Well, if you just drink plain water, it's not going to keep you as well hydrated as taking electrolytes in your water. I found out in the early days, 2017, 2018, in training for my first and my second Montane Lakeland 50s, that water wasn't enough. But I found out through advice from other runners that I trained with, and they said you have to put in other things to keep your electrolyte levels up. So electrolytes are important for muscle repair whilst running longer distances. So the third part and final part of my video, now that I've covered electrolytes, is to talk about actual proper food. Because there's no way you could get round the Lakeland 50, and I never heard of this, just on Tailwind and SAS hydration tablets. You need actual food. So I'll just talk about things that I've tried. These might not work for you, but on a personal level, these are things that have worked well for me in training and races. So one of them is, because you're sweating a lot when you're out running and you lose that sweat, that salt from your body through sweating, you need to replace it. So salty foods. So I've tried crisps. Any brand will do as long as it's got salt in it. And any flavour, of course, whatever you prefer. Specifically, I have like lentil curls, which is like Tesco's own crisps. They've got plenty of salt in usually, but I've also tried Kettle Crisps. They've got a lot of salt in as well, and Seabrook. The reason why I take lentil curls is they come in small bags, so they take less room in my pack and they're lighter to carry. But equally, there's other brands out there, of course. Another one I've tried is malt loaf. The only downside of malt loaf is it's quite long to chew. And if you haven't got much moisture in your mouth, which can happen when you're out, especially in hot weather, then it takes a long time to chew malt loaf. It doesn't go down as easily compared to eating crisps. A third thing I've tried is bananas, but I've cut bananas into halves rather than eating one all at once. This is just better for digestion, just eating it in halves. Mainly bananas on races. I don't really take bananas whilst out training on my longer runs. And a fourth thing, which I've not actually tried yet, but I'm going to try this weekend potentially when I go on my last longish training run, 15 miles from Ambleside to Coniston, ready for the Lakeland 50 the week after, is scampi fries. I thought because they've got a lot of salt in them, I like the taste of them, and they come in small packets, so they're easy to carry in your pack. So my pack, I'll just show you, is the Montane pack. Montane Razor 15 litre. And the advantage of this one in terms of carrying things is I tend to put all my food in these side pockets here, rather than the zippy main bit, just because they're easy access whilst you're out training on the fells. In terms of hydration tablets, I tend to keep them, I carry the tube around and I just put it in that zippy bit there at the front, which is easy to close and open. So that concludes my video all about nutrition, and I hope you learnt a bit about different nutritional products from listening to today's video, and I look forward for you to join me on my next video, which I'm going to release on Saturday evening after my last long training run from Ambleside to Coniston. And that will basically be a summary of how that training run went and how I'm feeling for the Lakeland 50, which is the Saturday after. So not long to go now. It's only, do the maths. It's only roughly 10 days to go from tomorrow until the 50 starts. So yeah, I'm getting excited about it. Should be a good one as always. Looking forward to meeting people that I've known and made friends with through the event. Because, yeah, as they say, it is really, a proper family community, a family-orientated event, the Lakeland 50. So, join me for my next video on Saturday evening, covering my last long training run from Ambleside to Coniston before I take on the 50 the weekend after. Thank you for listening, and see you soon.